Hello, welcome back to Higurashi.
Oh my goodness. Arc 4, the exciting arc.
Yes. I'm so excited, so ready.
Yeah. It looks like we've skipped like a lot of back and forth between this nerd and the other nerd that exists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is pretty strange.
You know what? It's all right. This just means that the anime directors expected us to be smarter than Ryukishi. Than Ryukishi expected, not smarter than Ryukishi, because Ryukishi is too smart.
I'm glad that we're actually doing this scene, though. I really thought we were just going to completely bypass a lot of this.
It's good.
It's kind of the impression that it gave me last time.
I mean, look, I just like seeing Irie be a good doctor who's like, God damn, you've been messing up this kid.
How did he get the surgery scar? See, this scene loses 90% of its meaning when we supposedly skip the part where he's faking it.
Yep. That said, I do like how, even though it's already gone, it's already ended, but like it puts us in Dr. Irie's shoes, I think, in a much like neater way, which I like. We're not in Jerry's headspace of like, how terrifying is this? We're in Irie's headspace of like, whoa, what happened to this kid? I need to like figure out what's going on. So that's cool. It's a bit more of a mystery.
I think isn't intrinsically more interesting than the alternative.
Yeah, but it's cool.
In execution is more interesting.
I think that's definitely the like cold opening. Like that's a good cold opening.
Yeah,
of, like,
absolutely.
We're in a place we've never seen before with characters we've seen once, except for Irie, who we know like committed suicide in the last arc. Like there's a lot of questions going on.
Yeah.
I think that in terms of gripping you for the start of a new episode, it's really good.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And we just had the lame old OP that you still hate.
There's nothing wrong with this OP. I just don't love it.
Okay, fair enough. You know what?
In fact, actually, let me correct myself. There is something very wrong with this OP, and it's on screen, and now it's off screen.
I wasn't looking just then. I looked away. The twins? As in the fact that it's a spoiler, or the fact that it's just naked bodies everywhere?
It's just naked bodies. It's just unethical.
It is very unethical. It's the sexualization of the Higurashi characters. It's rampant in today's society. Good grief.
Whoa.
What is Rika doing there?
What happened to the protests? Why is she just standing there?
There is no protest in this version of the scene.
That's so confusing.
We're just driving along. I thought we don't have time.
I thought that the protest was, a key part of the misdirection of it.
We don't.
Explanation. Oh, there it is. There's his car. What is this?
What?
She's sticking his head out the window as he's still going. Like, what's up, sucker?
He's not a safe driver. He was like a racer back in the day.
But like the geometry of a man with that broad shoulders sticking just his head out the window and tilting it upright.
He's all mushed up against the wall, yeah.
Like by the anime's logic, I have to assume that Uishi is made of liquid.
I agree. With the
Dude,
hindsight
he
there.
full on just tossed that kid. That wasn't a trip. He like actually threw him up.
It did.
Yeah, fucking get him, Jerry.
Throw Jerry at him.
Yeah.
I've got this badass suit that's really practical to fight in. Here we go. He's gonna rip it. He's gonna rip his pants.
I mean, you never know. Maybe he has a fighting suit. Those exist. That's not Uishi's shoes, which we've been shown extensively through the series.
I know.
Well, where did the gun come from? This is unfair. That was astoundingly abrupt to the point where I don't know why it had to happen.
Oh, is that the same frame?
I think that is.
It's the exact same frame. You can't just shoot a man and then use the exact same frame to say you're gonna shoot him again. That's just, it's lazy. There it is again!
And we haven't had it introduced to us that he keeps his service revolver on him, and the fact that they, haven't actually shot anyone, and all of the tension from this scene is completely pointless.
No, it's completely evaporated. It doesn't make any sense. It's just, we're gonna get shot. Oh no, we got shot, and now we won. We did it. Suplex a man, Oishi. I've seen a man suplex a train. You could suplex a man.
A train?
Yeah.
Now he has the doctor that we've just raised suspicious on earlier this same episode.
Yes. Like, the pacing in this arc is already super bad in the visual novel, and the anime just exacerbates it.
I mean, like, last episode I didn't think felt this egregious. Like, it cut out some stuff, but it felt paced appropriately. But this is, like, ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Look, it's the breeze blowing the curtains. The curtains of the bad guy.
I was going to say, it's the hair of the building. The building is evil!
I mean, this is the hospital that Irie works in, so I actually agree.
Oh my god.
Why has he got a bandage on his head when he was shot in the shoulder?
Because maybe he hurt his head when he fell over. Didn't you think about that? His poor head.
Well, yes, because that is actually something that is described when he gets beaten the head with a rock in the visual novel, which didn't happen in this.
You're right. You know what? It doesn't matter. Clearly they animated the second half of this episode. The second 2/3 of this episode before the first third.
He sounds like he's taking himself too seriously for someone who's in a hospital bed.
Nah, dude. That's what we need from our fighter man.
People don't take themselves that seriously in hospital beds. That's made up. That doesn't happen.
No.
Even knowing what that was meant to be, I was not sure whether that was a cut cable. It
was like a straw, like a plastic straw.
Yeah, it looked more like someone had...
Someone's like, who is leaving all these plastic straws around and connecting them to telephones? What a monster.
Don't you know that you should be using paper straws these days?
Save the environment. Ah, it's a pickle.
Say it.
Do it.
Say it.
Boo. Boo. You're in a dilly of a pickle, Rika. That's the line.
No old people, no conversations. Thank goodness someone installed a fence here in the anime. It was really dangerous just having a straight cliff in the VN. Ryukashi could have fallen off while he was taking those pictures.
Is that like the secret backstory? I bet he's got to have gotten injured on one of his expeditions. Because like he goes like all around Japan, all around the world, hunting for pictures, hunting for the sick sites. And like, does he have like a stunt crew to help him in case he falls? Like, I bet you if there's anywhere he got an injury while taking a picture, it's trying to reorganize his own office to get the picture of his computer. Yeah. His like pencils and his like computer. His like monitor fell on his foot. Yeah. Good. That's
a good line. Is that actually, that's not in the VN, is it?
Yeah, I don't know if that's the translation we got, but the moon called death. Erasing the moon called death. It reflects on the water surface, I think was the line.
Why are they using a 747 for a 2-hour flight?
I don't know.
That's a load of bullshit.
I don't know, dude.
Wait, if this is Sapporo, isn't that meant to be like a small holiday town? Like popular, but small?
I think so.
So why have they got like 3 747s flying here? This attention to detail is pathetic. I think that we were already discussing the fact that the end of Tatari Goroshi was actually kind of like a bit more engaging in the anime because it was so quick and so like suspicious. And I like that this scene is doing the job of the scene with Keiichi.
Explaining that scene, yeah, for sure.
Because if they were shortening the anime, you know, if the anime is shorter than the VN already, this scene is already way closer to the end of Arc 3 anyway. So it would have felt a lot more redundant if they'd kept both scenes in.
For sure. With all the re-explaining. Yeah, I mean, I think I actually mentioned this on the playthrough, but the anime has a scene, a different one to like meeting Akasaka, or the Akasaka like comes back to Namizawa. Is a scene where, oh, that's gross. Is a scene where I believe it's Oishi chatting with Rena, like after Arc 6, about like what the fuck happened, and I like that scene a lot more. I really like just getting to hang out with Rena when she's like an old lady.
And had the worst ending. Wow, Oishi taking shots at Ryukashi.
Fucking, I hate working on this novel. That's the worst ending. Get wrecked.
I only survive in this arc.
Oh my god.
That means Rika's behind it all, obviously.
Obviously, she is the killer, and she kills herself at the end to avoid suspicion.
No. She kills the first 4 people, then someone figures her out, goes for vengeance.
I see. A good old revenge plot. You know, I like that idea. I like that plot. You should tell Ryukashi.
Yeah, we finally got a better ending to your novel. This way Oishi will actually appreciate acting in it.
Damn.
Why didn't she send out an SOS to someone, he says to the person who she sent an SOS to.
Here we go.
Sending out an SOS.
Terrible.
Sending out an SOS
We get all the copyrights. We're getting the Higurashi copyrights. We're getting the SOS copyrights.
I wasn't singing that nearly in key enough.
You never know. See, that's why I always sing off key, because then I can never be copyright stricken.
I mean, you jerk, but I don't know. The like adult voice that she has here is like, not to say that it's terrible, because I do like her having a creepy voice.
I like it.
But I find it like there's something a little bit contradictory about her being like, oh, I'm still just in a young girl's body, so I can only do young girl things. And then she's like, oh, yeah, the fucking ghost.
She's ready to fucking go, dude. She's ready to throw down. Don't fight.
Okay, so, well, actually, I really like these shots. That was cool.
Yeah. It's overshot of the village.
Yeah, no,
that grown over.
That was very nice. I like that sequence.
There you go. We did it.
Well,
We watched Himatsubushi.
We did. It took us a long time. So long that we had to split it between 2 videos.
I'm sorry to all of you who had to wait. I know you all were just waiting for our reactions, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. You got to play the shitty hand that's dealt to you.
Yeah. I don't know. I liked the first half of that, but the second half was like...
They were rushing to kind of wrap everything up, I think.
I think that really could have done with the
3 episodes. Probably. I think that 4 might have been stretching it.
That said, 3 episodes. Yeah. That said, though, 3 episodes I think would have required them to create some of their own story in that, or to interpolate scenes from other arcs in there. Maybe because I think if they'd made it 2 whole episodes at like with what they had left there, it maybe would have felt too slow paced compared to everything else when this arc is meant to be a bit fast.
Sure.
So I don't know, maybe like, you know, we could have had other scenes about like Rika and her relationship to the older people in the village.
Yeah, for sure.
We could have maybe told, since we already weren't really telling it from Akasaka's perspective, if we'd had it from Oishi's perspective a bit, we get to look at like his connection to the site foreman, because I think we completely skipped that.
We cut that entirely. Like when that happened, the visual novel was like, oh, that's why Oishi cares. Right, I understand. Like the way that they, like, it is in the story, but I don't think it appears until like arc 7 or 8 even. Like it is just not a part of the story. Oishi is an enigma. Ooh.
Alrighty.
Oh, it's time for Himatsakashi, boys!
And we continue.
Lightning! Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no, what's happening? This isn't good.
Oh, it's all right. She's just disposing of a skeleton.
No, she's just sleeping. Oreo is sleeping. Mion is sleeping. Shion is
Were those meant to be
sleeping.
toes, or was she wearing socks? That was like...
socks.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't want to drag a bare foot across the floor. That's bad. That's just asking for trouble. That's how you lose toenails.
With the feet facing up from the floor?
What if they flip? What if they flip upside down? Did I tell you at a play I had to do that to someone?
You had to,
I had to drag someone.
Dislocate their feet?
So it was a play that I won't go over all the details, but essentially I just knocked one of the other actors, like one of the characters out, and like dragged them over like a door prop. And so, of course, there's like a bump in the door. So they're like part of the frame to stabilize it. And because it was the last night, we were doing all sorts of silly things because the last night you could do whatever you want. Yeah. And so instead of falling on his back like he was supposed to, he fell on his face.
Now that's silly. That's really...
Which was stupid of him.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to drag you face first over this door frame. And I bet it hurt.
Yeah.
Balthazar, you are my favorite actor.
I mean, you remember Andrew Fallon, who we had on Death of the Reader. We went to see his play, The Last Temptations of Templeton. Mm-hmm. And one of his actors basically got stuck on the stage because they switched theaters midway through the production run, and the stage was like grippier on the second theater. So they were like, "Oh yeah, we could drag him off stage," and then it was just like, "Ah,
yep, it's incredibly painful." Yeah. Just anything that involves you dragging people off, just don't do it, or like learn how to be safe.
I really liked this scene in the VN, actually.
It was, yeah. It's also when they got UN. This was the first time, or the motif from it, at least.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the first time we got the new soundtrack as a whole.
Because we love Dai. He's precious.
But like, I thought that I thought that like the opening of this arc was actually really compelling in the VN, but I still haven't really been able to like put my finger on why.
I don't know.
Because I think the whole thing with the keys was like a little slow.
Yeah.
It wasn't the slowest intro. The fucking green hair!
That's a lot of hair for a baby. It's like a lot of green hair.
Why?
That's how babies look when they come out. They just have green hair. I'm glad that got you. It's fantastic. Just like a naked baby with this like bright green hair. It's great.
The idea that the green hair is completely natural,
real?
like,
yeah. It's
fucking
not like
typical anime bullshit. What a cute apron.
You're right. Kasai the chef.
Why
is that not as bright?
I love that it doesn't even cover the top of his fucking suit too. Like, what's the point?
Yeah, it won't keep anything off his suit. It's just adorable. So if you're a man, you're a tough. If you're a lady, you're like a seductress. It's just how that works.
I mean, I guess.
Have you played anime games? That's how they all are.
I haven't. No, that's like my entire shtick on this show.
Is it you have never seen Japan?
I've never...
You've never seen a Japan?
I don't even know what the real name of the country is.
Oh my God.
Do you know what the real name of the country is?
It's a Japan, obviously. It's an entire Japan.
You shit posting, or do you actually not know?
What do you mean?
What do the Japanese call it?
Who knows? Japan. What do you mean? What? What? What?
You think the Japanese call Japan Japan?
Yes.
Okay.
Why not? You're scaring me. You're actually scaring me now.
What? They call it Sunrise Land.
What? That's different.
Which I believe is Nihon or Nippon.
Oh my God, she has a little hat. She's disguising herself with a little hat as if that'd help.
That's so fucking stupid.
With the bright green hair and the yellow shirt and the... Like... Who's Mion talking to? Some idiot in a blue hat who's wearing Mion's other clothes.
Look, what was that framing? Why was it just like enter frame, boobs in the top
boobs
right?
in
like,
the top. Look,
like
boobs and legs. That's all that matters to Studio Dean. Okay.
It's one of the interesting things about like presentations of like sexuality in media is like, where do you draw the line on what is acceptable for who to make? The whole question of like people being comfortable with their sexuality versus people, you know, being fucking cringe.
Yeah. I mean, the like whole conceit of like the plot revolves so much around like people's internal perceptions of things and how that changes and how it can be manipulated. So like not having the internal monologue or like spotlighting that appropriately really does like, it hurts the narrative.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking
genuinely.
recently with, Andrew B. Patterson on Death of the Reader about how he is writing a short story series that he does in third person when all of his other works have been in first person, and how different that experience is.
Yeah, for sure.
And I can definitely hashtag relate. A lot of the time when I was first writing like D&D campaigns and stuff, I do a lot of like thinking of effectively first person, thinking of like how characters would perceive certain things.
Interesting.
But then because I don't have a monologue, it's very hard for me to present that without just expositing.
Sure.
And trying to figure out how to do that in other ways is a very interesting challenge.
How characters perceive things. That's interesting. It's an interesting approach. Next time.
That was a very strange way of presenting that visually, of Sadako like just flying across the screen from top to bottom.
Just getting yeeted across the screen, yeah.
I feel guilty at laughing at that, but like honestly, what was that presentation?
It was a PowerPoint slide, I think.
Irie just has a PowerPoint slide. This is how Sadako is being abused.
This is the symbolism PowerPoint. Like, yeah.
Which home? Where are we going? Wow, that visual.
Like, oh shit.
I mean, this is what happens in the VN as well, but it was just so abrupt.
Yeah. It's a good beat.
Foreshadows. Did you just see that word on screen?
I know.
Foreshadowing acknowledged in fiction.
You're just moaning and groaning.
I mean, it's cringy, but I feel like it's meant to be. So well done.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting because, like, I feel like my main complaint about Arc 5 was how difficult it was to, like, sympathize with anything that Shion was doing.
But that's not important, Felix.
But, no. People's complaint was that we couldn't relate, not that we could sympathize.
I see. Big difference.
But the thing is, right, is that I also feel like that's what's missing most here that makes it worse than the VN. Like,
we have even less reason
I have nothing
to
to latch
get on
onto in this scene.
Yeah, I agree.
Like the lack of perspective, the lack of motive.
Yeah, we've only had one, like, 5-second clip that was her being like, Sadako is the one who's responsible, and now I'm gonna bully you.
Yeah, there's like 2 entire monologues here that are missing.
Yeah, for sure. He's missing his beautiful Canadian accent, but you know what? I guess he's an okay.
Oh, man.
He's an okay voice actor, you know?
I'm very torn on this entire sequence right here because, like...
It's intense, at least. Like,
yeah, it's intense.
It's shock factor.
It's incredibly uncomfortable.
Yeah,
and
like it's good in that respect.
I don't feel it serves the same purpose at all here as it does in the...
No. I mean, that's like the whole problem with the anime is that it's like shock factor and throwing shit at us and like, this is traumatizing and this is horrifying. But like, I mean, there's a little bit of stuff happening here. We like learn a little bit about Shion and how sad she is. Playing the main theme again.
Yeah, nothing quite like blaming the guy you have a crush on for fucking what?
Yeah, her brains are scrambled, all right.
It's such a mess.
This is why people stand Shion.
I'm having such a visceral reaction to that scene, and
really?
I'm not sure whether to congratulate the anime for it or
just
take it to task.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean it's a crazy 20 minutes. Watching Shion just go fucking ham. I will say I think that you're definitely aided by having had the VN to process all of this and think about it. Whereas when it's all shoved into 20 minutes, the entire hey, I just met you. I hate your sister.
And this is crazy.
And now I wasn't going to go there. Here's my number. So let's have bento. And then God, it's all Sadashi's fault, but it's also Sadako's fault. And now everyone just needs to die.
Yeah.
It's a rush, right? It's a roller coaster, but not in the sense that there's a long build up, more in the sense that it's just all down. It's like jerky. Not delicious jerky, but it's jerking up and down as it goes.
I'm just going to go along with that and
delicious
not question.
Jerky. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
It definitely is.
I feel like I should have more to say on it, but that's literally, it's just uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable
really
series
is.
that lots of people can grab onto and say, wasn't that really crazy and fucked up when she threw that girl into a locker and then pounded her and ranted, but it doesn't have as much substance.
Yeah, no, I think that this was very off-putting in a good way because I've read the VN first.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, if I was watching this the first time through by itself, I probably would have just been well, this is fucking stupid and switched it off. I don't know what to take from that scene. It's a fucking jumbled mess.
It is. It is a mess.
A lot of ways.
Needs a redo.
I don't know if it does.
I think it does. It's pretty it's fine. I watched it. It was life changing.
I feel like this is the multipleth time that we've had this discussion on this, but I think that for the amount that it would cost to do this series justice relative to the audience that it would have, I'm sure you could sell it with a pretty effective marketing campaign, but to some extent, the idea of a niche multi-character study horror story is not something you're gonna sell effectively.
I'll tell you what I really want. There was an animation team, maybe it was just one person who, because Umineko also has a famously terrible anime adaptation. They took the
It has an anime adaptation?
Apparently, I hear. We should watch that at some point. But yeah, there was this one scene towards the end of the anime adaptation that goes up to the end of episode 4 that was not done justice, and so an animator took upon themselves. I think they were Spanish. I don't remember. Anyway, point is, there was some lovely person who animated one of the finale scenes from episode 4 and took the PS3 voices and overlaid that over the top of the scene. Honestly, if some talented animation person could just do that for the finale of Arc 6, I'd be happy. Just that one scene when we get to it. We'll talk about them, but I don't know. I was pretty okay with it being just a shitty anime, even though there was this one really amazing scene from Himaneko that was animated by a fan. It was fantastic. I'd love to see some fan animators do that for a couple of scenes in Higurashi. I think that'd be great. There's actually, I'll talk about when we get to it, but there is a, I think it's shots from the light novel, ? Put to some really sad music of Sumo Horoboshi scene where we get it's from Renner's perspective of Onukakashi that we hinted at in Arc 6, and it's heart-wrenching. It's a beautiful little video. Anyway, we should talk about that when we get there.
We should next time.
Next time.